Hey, welcome back to the lecture. So now in this lecture, let's understand about the defined operator. So this defined operator is used more frequently with the hashif preprocessor directive. The defined operator is used when you want to check definitions of multiple macros using single hashif or hashifdef or hashifnotdef directives. So you can also use C logical operators such as AND, NOT, OR with defined operator. Now let's see how to use the defined operator. Now let's say in the program I have a printf statement here. So the printf says this is the area calculation program for both circle and triangle. But I want to include this printf statement only if both the macros are defined, that is area cir and area trie. Now, how do you meet this objective? Now, let's assume that both macros are defined, hash define cir and hash define area trie. So only in this case, I should print this. So I can quickly write something like this, hash ifdef area cir and use one more hash ifdef area trie, endif and another endif. So you can also indent the code here, alright, like this. So here, since both these macros are defined, this will be included. If I disable this one, now here you can see that this will not be included for the build. So instead of doing multiple nested hash ifdefs, you can use defined operator with logical operator. So what I would do is, in this case, so just watch this. So this is how you should use the defined operator. Hash if defined and open the parenthesis, give the macro name and defined another macro name and give endif. So this looks nice, right? So here you can evaluate multiple macros in one single line. Otherwise you would have to use multiple lines, isn't it? So observe this logical operator here. So you can use that when you use defined operator. So I hope you can understand this. So most of the time defined operator is used along with hash if preprocessor directive. Now let's take our fourth example. Make sure that compilation fails if none of the macros are defined. So you have to code in such a way that user at least must mention either one of those macros. So if none of the macros are mentioned, then the compilation should terminate with an error. You should send some message to the user. Let's see how to do this. So our objective is if none of the macros are defined, then the compilation should not continue. The compilation should terminate with an error message. To terminate the compilation with an error message, we can use hash error preprocessor directive. Now this is how you can meet that objective. So here, if not defined this macro and not defined this macro, then terminate the compilation with error message. So for that you can use hash error. So give the message no macros defined, like that, or any message, and then end this if block. So now here you can see that since these are defined, compilation will be fine, no problem. So suppose if I undefine both these macros, now let me remove that. So now here you can see that these code blocks are disabled and the compilation will terminate saying no macros defined. And please note that there is no semicolon here because this is a preprocessor directive. So that's about conditional compilations, and you can use AND, NOT and OR operators with defined operator. And this is how you should use it. So here there is no executable C statement, right? So that's why you can also cut this code and keep it outside the function like this. This is also fine. Now let me try to build this. Yes, this also works. So it would be better if you keep that outside the function here. So now in this case, a compilation terminates, right? So what if you don't want to terminate the compilation, but you just want to give a warning? In that case, instead of error, you can use warning. So this would continue with the compilation, but just with a warning, that's it. Let's compile this. Now you can see that the exe is created, but with a warning. So with that note, I would like to end this lectures on C pre-processing directives, and let me know if you have any questions, and I'll see you in the next lecture.